3. From then on, every day was hell. Jax and his friends bullied me relentlessly, pouring glue on my desk, throwing my comforter in the toilet. Every time I returned from break, they'd rob me of any money I had. Beatings became commonplace. What was more terrifying was the change I noticed in myself. It was like I had a terrible disease. Whenever I saw Jax and the others, my body would start shaking, my hands and feet would go weak, and I could barely breathe. I knew I had lost the courage to resist. Fear, like cancer, had seeped into every pore. I felt like a dog, passively accepting whatever happened. Fortunately, there was a sliver of light. Every time Luna saw them bullying me, she would look at me with concern. A few times, she even tried to stand up for me, but other girls pulled her back. I deliberately kept my distance, not wanting to implicate her. I knew Jax's twisted nature. If I became friends with Luna, he'd definitely target her to destroy what was left of my dignity. So every time we passed in the hall and she tried to say hello, I'd turn away without a word. But a warm feeling would well up inside because I knew she cared. Everything changed on that rainy night. After evening study hall, I was walking back to the dorm. The downpour was torrential. The wind howled with lightning and thunder. My umbrella blew inside out. Some girls on the path screamed. As I went to grab my umbrella, a loud clap of thunder, like a bomb, made passers-by cover their ears. I looked up at the sky and seemed to see a dragon of lightning twisting in the dark clouds. The next moment, I felt like I was falling into a bottomless abyss. I screamed and collapsed. There was commotion around me, someone shouting, "Evan Carter got struck. Evan Carter got struck by lightning. Somebody help." Struck, it's local slang for being hit by lightning. My eyelids grew heavy, and the world slowly faded into chaos. When I woke up, it was already afternoon. Asked the doctor how long I'd been out. He gave me an exaggerated number, 4 days. "You're incredibly lucky. Most people don't survive a direct strike. It's a miracle you're unharmed," a nurse said with a smile as she changed my 4. Lucky. I smiled bitterly. Just then, the door opened, and my haggard-looking parents walked in. Mom had brought a bunch of home-cooked food. She touched my head pityingly and asked if school was too stressful. Why had I lost so much weight? My parents are simple, hardworking people. My dad's been a mechanic his whole life. My mom works odd jobs, cleaning offices, washing dishes. They worked tirelessly to put me through school. We never had much money, but I never felt deprived. I remember as a kid, I envied the neighbors' toy cars and begged my dad to buy me one. But his paycheck was already spent, so he went to his workshop and built me a little car out of scrap parts. It was ugly, black, and the wheels fell off if you pushed it too hard. It was my birthday. I happily opened the box, but seeing this thing, I burst into tears. I smashed the car and called my dad a liar. But he didn't get angry, just tried to calm me down. My mom, feeling hurt, went to work a late shift mending clothes for a tailor. The next morning, she bought a real toy car and placed it by my pillow. When the morning sun hit my face, I saw the car I'd longed for and jumped for joy. My mother smiled gently at me, hiding her hand, pricked by the sewing needle, behind her back. "School's not hard," I said, my eyes reddening. "Honestly, son, we don't care if you get into a top college. As long as you're happy, that's enough," my usually quiet father added, comforting me. "I know. I like school," I said, drinking the soup from the bowl and smiling at them. After a day resting at home, I returned to school. Almost immediately, Jax cornered me on the rooftop. "Heard you got struck by lightning. Must have done something real bad," Jax said, shoving me playfully. His thugs laughed. "You're the one who should have been struck," I thought. "Hand it over." "You went home, must have gotten some cash," Jax demanded, holding out his hand. Damn it, My legs started shaking uncontrollably again. I thought of the calluses on my mom's hands and the dark circles under my dad's eyes. This money was their hard-earned cash. Why should I give it to this bastard? Hurry the fuck up. A fat guy kicked me. My breathing quickened, my face burned, but my courage was gone. I handed the few sweaty $100 bills to Jax. He went downstairs arm in arm with his friends. Pathetic. A voice sounded in my ears. It was strange, like a movie voiceover, coming from nowhere. I glanced around frantically. No one. You'd be better off dead than living like this. The voice sounded again. This time I paid attention, and a cold sweat broke out on my back. The tone, it sounded like my own voice. Who's there? I shouted, mustering courage. Under the dim moonlight, only the cold wind howled. On the empty rooftop, the voice was gone.